Hey everybody. So we're doing a Facebook Live today. I know that this is not the normal day that we do it, but we're just adding one because we did get a request for some new members. Uh, they are learning how to deal poker kind of from scratch right now, and they have long fingernails. Can we show? So the question that we're asked is, how do you deal with long fingernails? Now this is Jazz, for those who don't know her. And can you remind me, did you learn with or without long fingernails? I actually forget.
When I was learning, I was a brush, so I wasn't really around that time I wasn't really getting my nails done and I didn't feel the need to. So I don't think I had long nails when I was learning how to shuffle.
So you actually switch between long nail shuffling and regular shuffling depending on life circumstance? Okay, cool. So what we're gonna do is, I've had this conversation before, but I think it's better to hear it from Jazz. Why is it good to have nice fingernails as a dealer?
It just looks better. Like, it's presentation. You don't want your nails looking like, chipped and ugly. So it's the same reason why you brush your hair before you deal, or you put on mascara before you deal, something like that.
There was one time where Jazz mentioned to me when I asked her about it. This is a long time ago. I don't expect her to remember this conversation, but she kept getting her nails done, and then she complained a little bit that she chipped one or something. I was like, if you're dealing and you're using your hands all the time, why don't you just get regular nails and not worry about it? She says, because they see my nails every second while I'm dealing, and it's totally true. And it's a tipped position, so the nicer you present, the more money you get, right?
True.
So that being said, I'm going to get a better shot of this in a second. We're going to bring the camera over here and we're going to show it. But I'm going to assume, actually we'll do this. I'm going to assume that the challenge that we run into when we shuffle with long fingernails is being able to grip the cards in the very first place. And what I want to do here is, this is on a thing of chips. We're using this kind of because it's casino appropriate. So if I had long fingernails, what could I not do, right? I couldn't start pulling it apart. So step one of me teaching to shuffle is to pull the cards apart, right? And if I have long fingernails, can you show what happens when somebody tries to do that?
Yeah.
So don't show it the right way. Show the problem that they're probably experiencing, right?
So the problem probably is getting all the cards. If this was my, I guess, normal finger, and I tried to pick it up like that, I couldn't do it.
Yeah. How do you pull them apart is the question, right?
So the way that I pull them apart is I basically get my thumb up under there, and when it's under there, I use my either middle or ring or both of them to, like that, to grip it so I can pick everything up at once. And once I have it gripped tight enough, then I just tuck my other nails under there, and then I'm able to split it apart, and then I tidy it up and move on.
So the way that I interpret that is to say that there's a new first step, basically, when you have long fingernails and you're going to shuffle. The first thing you have to do is, if you can demonstrate it, you get that back thumb under the cards, and then you actually lift the deck up about a quarter to a half of an inch.
Mm-hmm.
That way, you're properly gripping all the cards. So the challenge is getting that into position to be able to do it. But once you get under those cards, now remember, when you're on a poker table with felt, the table has cushion on it, right? So you're able to push your nail under that pretty smoothly, if I understand right.
That's correct.
Yeah. So can you just show with one thumb how you can do that pretty easily?
So while this hand is holding it together, not very tightly, but the normal amount, I guess, just kind of tuck it. Because there is cushion under there, your nail can get up under there and then pick everything up.
And then after you pick it up, how are you getting that grip so that you're actually holding it? Because it doesn't seem like you're really using your nail for any of the grip itself. It seems like the nails are around it, right?
It's mostly my finger. So once I only use my nail to get under there, so I would be able to lift it. Once it's under there, I use my ring and middle finger to grip it tightly so I can spread it apart.
Got it.
So from this view, on this side, my thumb is under, and then I use these two fingers to grip. Once they're gripped enough, they kind of naturally just tuck under because like it's like squishy, and then you can just separate it like that.
Cool. So would you mind doing a full shuffle now at regular speed so that we can look?
Sure.
All right.
A little bit rusty. That was cute, right?
I think that was excellent. You mind cutting the cards too? Because they might have an issue with that too. So you're taking it off the top, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
So that part's pretty easy.
Yeah.
And then can you put it in your deckhand so that we can see it? And now, no, right, my awful camera work. So now, would you mind? Is the pitch any different with nails, other than them being prettier?
No, the pitch is not different, honestly. Not for me anyway, because it's not like I really use I can still use my fingers here, because like I'm still gripping with my fingers. It's not like I'm like gripping with my nails.
Yeah.
It's just like you still grab it and then pitch. So it's really not that one. It's really not that different.
Got it. All right. Now, just because they didn't ask for this, but it might come up a little bit, if you're willing to, I'm going to give you a stack of chips, and can you just show what it looks like cutting them? You can do this slowly so that they can kind of see it. So like super slow motion. Okay,
so this is well, the way I usually cut chips is with my thumb, which is not the way to do it, but there's a story on why I do it like that. But if I were to do it the proper way, I just how do I explain this? So,
well, is there any challenge with the nails, or is it pretty much the same?
For me, I guess because I'm used to it, it's kind of the same. You just like slide your finger across, and then you pick it up, and then drop it, and you can splash or whatever. But yeah, it's pretty much the same thing. You're using this finger to slide across to get the right amount and grip the right amount, and then you use your thumb to for the pressure. So you can like hold everything, and then you just do it.
All right. So I'm going to put this camera back where it once was. Can you tell me when this looks where it's supposed to look?
A little lower.
Lower?
Yeah, that's good.
All right. So let's see. So just to recap a little bit, what Jazz did was she used the exact same Truepokerdealer shuffle that's on YouTube, that those videos are already there. It's the exact same thing with one extra step at the beginning. Instead of finding that right grip and pulling apart, she had to create a little process for herself where she elevates the cards so that they can be separated, and that has to be done each riffle. But just like anything else that you do in poker, once you train yourself to do that smoothly, and after you train yourself to do it smoothly, it becomes a second nature. It just takes a lot of willpower and effort to get yourself to the point where it's been trained, right? So if you're learning the shuffle from scratch and you have long nails, you're gonna need to add that little step in order to be able to get through the whole thing, but everything else is the same. As you saw, she's got nails that are long enough that it can be considered long nails for just about anyone that's trying to learn how to deal. And everything else was pretty much the same. She's using her fingers and not the nail part for all the other steps. It's just that one step, getting the cards up in the beginning. And in terms of cutting chips, she's cutting the chips using the nail part here instead of using the finger feel like I do. And other than that, it is the same thing. And if you notice, there are some moments where, like right here, I have the chips with my fingers pretty much touching them. If it was fingernails instead, my fingers would be up a little bit and the nails would be replacing that spot. But it ends up being the same thing. It takes a little bit getting used to, but trying to learn to deal with fingernails, believe it or not, is not that much more difficult than learning to deal, period. It's a hard thing. Learning to shuffle, it's a hard thing. It takes feel and getting used to. So the only difference that anyone with long nails experiences is they don't have anywhere to teach them that first step. So now, there you go. Anything else you want to say about dealing with nails?
I would say just make sure when you're washing your hands, you like really get up under your nails, because like your nails are technically replacing like you touching the actual felt, and felt is usually dirty. At least the casinos I've been to, the felt has been
always dirty,
extremely dirty. So like you really want to, like, when you're washing your hands, get up under there and get all that gook and nasty stuff from under there, because sometimes it does like get in there, and you know, if you've been working, like if you're on a long push or something like that, you'll be able to see like stuff under your nails sometimes. So just like try to like be extra hygienic.
And I guess one other thing I've noticed that on holidays and stuff, when a dealer has a cute little design on one nail or another, those things stand out. Everybody talks about it. It creates nice conversation. And as a dealer, if you can create nice conversation, you create a warm feeling with the players. If you create a warm feeling with the players, they definitely tip you more. So it's worth maintaining. Now, last thing I want to cover real quick, for you, in your experience, what type of nail polish is bad to have, or what type of nail, like when you get your nails done, I don't know what it's called, dip powder, gel, like acrylic, all this stuff. Like, does anything break on the table?
Well, it really depends on what you get, honestly. Like, if you're using your real nails and your real nails are a little bit weak, then there's a good chance that your nails are going to break on the table. Or if you have acrylic or next gen dipping powder, and it's really old, there's a good chance that, like if you need a refill, there's a good chance that they might break on the table. So like press-ons too, obviously. If you wear press-ons, those are definitely gonna come off. I usually get next gen because they're like rock hard and they barely ever break. And you know, I'm using my hands a lot. I'm dealing with chips and whatnot. And sometimes I even like, if I'm going too fast, I'll like bang my hand on the rake spot. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you got it. It's a metal piece that you have to pull.
Yeah, and sometimes like when I pull it, yeah, like if your nails aren't strong, when you're like constantly pulling that thing, like there's a good chance it can break. Sometimes your nail can get caught in that. Like when it snaps back, sometimes your nail can get caught in that. So like I would recommend like strong nails, and I would recommend next gen. I feel like
is there another name for that somewhere?
Dip powder.
Dip powder is next gen.
Yeah, it basically is. Yeah, it's all the same.
Okay. Well.
Oh yeah, and you asked about color, right?
Sure. Talk about color.
To me, color doesn't really matter. I would get something that complements your skin. I know when I get pink like literally all the time, pink or white or like a cream color, and I usually get compliments on like the like neutral-ish, the neutralness of it, like the fact that it's neutral. That's the thing I get compliments on the most, like that it's not like bright and distracting and whatnot, because like literally people are staring at your hands the entire time when you're dealing, like they're watching you do everything. So like, you know, I think a less distracting color would be better. Or if you want the attention, you can go all out.
And in my experience, someone keeping their nails nice as a dealer is a bonus. I haven't ever heard anyone talk poorly to a dealer who did not get their nails done for what it's worth. I personally never heard it. I'm going to guess that someone out there has had that experience, but I've never heard it, meaning in all my years of experience of supervising and dealing, it's not that common around me. But I always hear the positive side of it. When a player sees nice nails, people tend to comment. Is it mostly men or women that compliment it?
It's both, honestly.
It's even?
Mm-hmm. I have had someone comment on, like, I had like a chip in my nail, which like gets under my skin when I have a chip, especially when I go to work with it. Yeah, he called me out, but he was like one of those players.
Oh, he was doing that to try to get your attention? Yeah,
I'll just leave it at that. He was just like, one of those.
If you're a woman and you're dealing, the players love your attention. Some of them don't know how to get it, and they'll try to do the mean side stuff too.
Mm-hmm. I just told him like he can pay for them to get done if they're like concerning him that much.
I'm sure you did.
That's a comeback he can use in case you're in that situation.
All right, I'm gonna end this Facebook Live before Jazz gives some more of her comebacks that she's using the table.
Mm-hmm.
But thank you everybody for watching, and you can always leave a comment. I didn't see any comments as we were doing this, but if anyone has anything they want to ask after the fact, just throw the comment in there. Totally fine. We encourage it a lot. So thanks for watching.